We are now moving on to Mayor's reports. Mayor Johnson.
Thank you, and please provide the Mayor's report for the period of July 17th to August 13th. There's a number of, August 13th, my apologies. There's a number of things I'd like to update members of council and the public on. First, in terms of some of the events that I was able to take part in over the last month or so, I can advise that on July 17th and 19th, the City of Thompson, in cooperation with the School District of Mystery Lake and the Local Government District of Mystery Lake, began GIL grant and lieu discussions with Valet. We met twice, as I indicated, on the 17th and 19th, and I was pleased with the discussions, and we will continue to have move forward. Our goal is to have a new GIL in place by September the 30th, and I'm confident we are working towards that. On July 18th, we had a visit from Minister Toews in the community for a number of different events. He had the opportunity to meet with members of council, and I want to thank Councillor Collada, Councillor Hogan for attending, as well as administration. Had an opportunity to share a number of items with the Minister of concern for the city, and obviously crime was one of those ones. He is the Minister of Public Safety. In addition, I attended the announcement at the homeless shelter that the Minister made that morning with continued funding. As well, he attended the Chamber, where I also attended, as well as other members of council. And then in the afternoon, he attended the Valet Simulator grand opening as well. I did take the opportunity to thank Minister Toews for his commitment to Thompson and the North. I can honestly tell you, I don't recall a federal minister that has visited as consistently as Minister Toews has done so over the last number of years. He's well informed on the issues in northern Manitoba, and I see him as a tremendous advocate in the government, so I want to acknowledge and thank him for his efforts. On August the 7th, I had an opportunity to meet with Alphonse Concan from Envirotech regarding specifically the Glacier test site and the exciting news in terms of the Phase 2 construction that is going on and the potential for future phases. And then on August 8th, the next day, he and I, as well as a number of representatives from the business community, including UCN, the Thompson Regional Airport Authority, and the Thompson Limited, met with a group of visitors of approximately 15 researchers, university reps from Quebec who were visiting Thompson to tour the Glacier test site. And I can tell you they were absolutely impressed, not just with the test site, but I think with the commitment from the community. And I want to acknowledge Thompson Unlimited, Roxy Binns, and Mark Matasek for the work that they did in organizing that tour and the potential future growth of that industry. A couple other things I want to draw your attention. It was mentioned a little bit earlier, but over the next couple days, August 14th and 15th, we have Community in Bloom judges in Thompson to check out the community. We put some public service announcements out asking for the public to support our Communities in Bloom application. As you're aware, the last 2 years we've captured 3 blooms. I've always said it's not so much about the number of blooms we get, it's about the role and the involvement in the community. And I can tell you, before I left town on the weekend, today, on the weekend, I drove the community, and I was very pleased to see some of the work that has been done. And I want to acknowledge not just our own employees, but some of the other organizations, including Manitoba Highways, that did some cleanup along the center strip, and some of the other organizations. So if people can help us out over the next couple days and send a positive message, it's one that I think is very important. Another item I want to update people on is that we are doing a number of upgrades at the Thompson Cemetery. I was very pleased Council in the last budget provided some dollars to administration to do some work. I've received a number of concerns regarding the condition and state of the cemetery, and I'm pleased that some of that work is starting. We've taken down the old fence that was in very rough shape. We've created a new parking area. We're putting some boulders in. We're doing some shaping, as well as we've added a new area. Some sod will be going this week, and we'll continue to work. We are asking for the cooperation of the public in terms of some of the memorials that are placed in and around the cemetery, in terms of assisting our employees to complete some of these upgrades, as well as regular maintenance. I want to advise that the province of Manitoba has provided information on the International Day of the Girl, which is going to be held on October the 11th, 2012. And right now, the province is seeking nominations from communities, including Thompson. And I would urge representatives and organizations in the community to contact the rec department for more information regarding that initiative. One of the other things that I want to talk a little bit about is during the last month, the Crime Severity Index was released by Stats Canada. Wasn't necessarily kind to the city of Thompson, however, as I've indicated to people, I think that there's a reality about the Crime Severity Index and how it's skewed somewhat against smaller communities, and I think you're going to start to see some of that relationship. But at the end of the day, Thompson placed second in overall crime and first in violent crime. I want to again relay to people that clearly indicates to me we have to continue to do more work, but we have to continue to focus on drugs, gangs, alcohol, and domestic abuse. Further, we have to really look at the social indicators that are contributing to the crime stats in our community. And as such, I've asked Deputy Mayor Fenske, Chair of Public Safety, to work with the RCMP to take a look at those numbers and see how we can further break down. We're aware of other communities having huge success by taking the stats and trying to develop specific programs aimed at those target areas. It goes back to the principle that New York City used in terms of, I think it was broken windows, I believe, addressing specifically the behaviors that contribute to those crime factors. So I look forward to some of that work. In addition, I can tell you that we have sent a very strong letter to Minister Swan indicating that it is our opinion that it is absolutely unacceptable that Thompson is where it is on that listing and that Manitoba as a province is listed or shows very poorly when we compare with other provinces. I've asked the Minister to play a leadership role on behalf of the government and look specifically at actions that can be implemented in our community and other northern communities to address these stats. Thirdly, we've sent a letter to each of the mayors of the communities that placed in the top 5 of each of the 3 areas. That's a total of 8 other municipalities. And ask those municipalities to come together to meet to talk about specific actions we may be able to take, commonalities between the municipalities, and how we can go forward to other senior levels of government in terms of putting forward any action steps or possible recommendations. I can tell you, I've had nothing but favorable response from those other mayors, a willingness to come and meet, including a willingness to come and have Thompson host that meeting. It's our hope that we'll see that meeting sometime between mid-September and mid-October. I can tell you, and I want to acknowledge Councillor Hogan for her work related to her role as director on FCM. FCM has very clearly come on side in terms of the logistics and the hosting of the session. I really believe this is an opportunity for Thompson and other communities with very similar problems. And one of the things that I challenge the community to do is don't just react to the headline. Take a look at the reality of what the stats are, what the definition of violent crime is, and take a look at the similarities. First off, you'll note that that survey is for communities over 10,000. I can assure you there's many other communities under 10,000 with similar issues to Thompson that would place similarly. That doesn't make it any better, but there's realities of what those stats say. My hope is that we can work hard on those realities. That's where the attention should go. Crime is just a result. We need to focus on the preventative measures, and we need to address those preventative measures to the critical indicators, including poverty, homelessness, literacy, and those issues. So I look forward. We're working on that. I thank the members of council that have worked hard, and I hope that we can continue to move forward. I can advise that I am in Winnipeg this week for a number of events. Tomorrow I'll be providing greetings at the opening of the Northern Association of Community Councils annual general meeting and trade show. I'm always appreciative that I am the only mayor invited to provide greetings at that event in another municipality. I think that's significant in terms of how that organization sees the role of the City of Thompson. Later on tomorrow, as well as on Wednesday, I'll be participating in meetings between the province of Manitoba and Vale, specifically regarding the decision in 2010 regarding the decommissioning of the smelter and refinery, as well as I anticipate some discussion on the grant in lieu. Lastly, I just want to note we've got a guest, I guess, or a resident, Bradley Karp, who is sitting likely at the media table taking in notes. It's moving over to the PAW. Now, I want to be clear. He's not moving because he wants to go to a different community, or I hope he's not dissatisfied with Thompson. He's moving to pursue his goal to become and move forward in his sports broadcasting career, and I understand Bradley's going to be doing the play-by-play for the OCM Blizzard. I only wish, Brad, that I could tell you that the MJHL is coming to Thompson soon and you should stick it out. But I do want to thank you for the coverage. We get to do the weekly show, and I really appreciate your support, and I wish you all the best in the future.
Thanks, yeah.
That's my report. I'm open to any questions or any other comments, because I know I was away on vacation for some of that, and I welcome any other comments from members of council.
Okay, so
I just have one to add.
okay, Councillor Beyer.
I had the privilege and honor to bring greetings on behalf of the city at the baseball provincials on August the 4th, was it? And my dates are elude me right now. It was a fantastic event, and the comments that I received is that it's the best provincials they've had in years. Our volunteers did a lot of things that I guess just aren't done at other provincials, things like introducing the teams at the opening ceremonies. But, you know, I'm not sure how many volunteers were involved. There are some faces that have been volunteering for baseball for years and years, some who are newer. But I have to say that, you know, baseball in Thompson really goes back to Red Sangster, and Red was celebrating his 50th year of baseball in Thompson at the provincials, and he was honored for that. Baseball Hall of Famer, and it was so nice to see him there throwing the opening pitch. And although I would say it's Jack's influence that was probably the encouragement and the motivator for a lot of those volunteers, so I just want to say it was very proud time, a proud period to have this event in Thompson. It felt very good to have the kind of feedback that I got on this, and it's an honor to have people like Red Sangster in our community. So for all of those for all of the organizers and volunteers, my hat's off to you. You did a fantastic job. It was good baseball. Our city had the Diamonds in great shape, and it was just fun to watch them ball again. So thank you very much to that particular group of people.
Thank you, Councillor Beyer. Any other questions or comments or additions? Hearing none, I'd look for a motion to adjourn. Councillor Robinson, Councillor Hogan.